Hi, my name is Reagan Stead. For my 8th book critique, I chose to feature the book Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell. This story is based on the true story of Juana Maria, also known as the Lone Woman of San Nicolas Island, who was left alone for 18 years before being discovered and brought into the mainland by a sea otter. In the story, the main character is a Native American girl named Karana. She has to make a life for herself and learn to do tasks that she normally wouldn't do while she is stranded on an island alone. This would be a good book to teach students about perseverance. For a science lesson, I would have students discuss how the author shows the years passing during the book. The author does not specifically say how long each season lasts or what the weather is like during each season there, so I would ask students to guess what the weather would be like on an island. I would have them record their ideas, then pair up in groups of 3 and research the climate and weather in each season in San Nicolas, where the story takes place, and where they live. I would have them find the average rainfall, temperatures, and wind speeds for each season in each place. Next, they would create a PowerPoint presentation comparing the information, and they would include titles and labels, and I would also ask them to include relative pictures and clip art. They should be prepared to explain their data, and each group would present to the class when they're finished. For a language arts lesson, I would have students focus on Karana's character, vocabulary, and setting while reading. How would you have reacted if you were faced with the same situation as Karana? What would you have done differently or the same? And why would you act that way? Those are the questions that I would have students think about, then create a journal entry describing what they would do if they were in the same situation as Karana. The entry should be at least 2 paragraphs long. When they are done, they should find a partner and compare their reactions. They should discuss how their reactions are different and similar. Then they will list the similarities and differences between themselves, Karana, and their partner on a sheet of paper. The other 4 books I read for this set were Abraham Lincoln by Ingrid and Edgar Parent-D'Hilaire, Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl, Lincoln, a photobiography by Russell Freedman, and Daniel Boone by James Daugherty. Abraham Lincoln tells the story of Abraham Lincoln throughout his whole life up until his death. This book has beautiful illustrations, which is why it won the Caldecott Medal. I think this book would pair nicely with Lincoln, a photobiography, because you could have students read Abraham Lincoln first, and then go to Lincoln, a photobiography, and have them look at the real-life images and compare the story with the images. Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl, tells the story of Anne Frank and her family while they were in hiding during World War II. This would be a good way for students to see what it was like for a child to live through World War II and to have to deal with the daily struggles of a teenager. It would help them see another side of the war, and you could include another story about what happened during the actual war, so that they could see both sides of the story. The last book I read was Daniel Boone, which is the story of Daniel Boone, the famous pioneer. It deals with the life, death, and legacy of Daniel Boone. I think this book would give students a good insight into his life and help them understand everything about it. The illustrations and paintings in the story help portray the character of Daniel Boone and also tell the story. That's all for my 8th book critique. Thanks for watching.